Good evening. Tonight, we bring you a story that could redefine the future of flight and reshape the balance of power in the skies. For decades, the skies have been ruled by two giants, Boeing and Airbus. Their aircraft have connected continents, driven economies, and symbolized Western technological dominance. But now, a new challenger has emerged on the horizon: China's ambitious C919 passenger jet, a symbol of the nation's determination to soar above its rivals. The C919 was designed to break the Western duopoly, but its journey faced a critical test: its reliance on American-made LEAP engines, a vital component for its success. When Washington blocked the export of these engines, the world watched in suspense. Could China's aviation dream survive such a major setback, or would it be grounded before ever truly taking off? What happened next stunned everyone, sending shockwaves through the global aviation industry. Beijing unveiled a bold solution, revealing a level of preparedness and innovation that few in the West had anticipated. China was ready to fight for its place in the sky. This isn't just about an airplane, it's about shifting global power, technological supremacy, and the race to control the future of aviation. Tonight we'll trace the C919's origins, the US blockade, and China's remarkable workaround, a story of resilience and ingenuity. We'll explore the far-reaching economic and political consequences for global trade, supply chains, and the very nature of international competition. Experts will help us understand what this pivotal moment means for the future of aviation, technology, and global relations. The story of the C919 is a story of ambition, defiance, and a rapidly changing world order, where new players are rewriting the rules. Stay with us as we uncover how China outmaneuvered a global superpower and may have changed the world forever. The new era of aviation begins now. Let's begin. To grasp today's events, we must look back at the C919's origins. Launched in 2008 by Comac, the C919 was China's answer to decades of dependence on Boeing and Airbus. It's the centerpiece of the Made in China 2025 initiative, aiming to elevate China's manufacturing and technological prowess. But from the start, the C919 was a paradox, assembled in China, but reliant on Western technology for critical systems, especially its engines. This dependency was a strategic vulnerability, soon to be tested by rising US-China tensions. The single-aisle jet market is worth trillions, and a successful C919 could disrupt Boeing and Airbus's dominance, especially in emerging markets. The stage was set for a high-stakes confrontation, where national pride and commercial interests collided with global power politics. The C919 was on a collision course with American foreign policy, and the world was watching. The US decision to restrict engine exports was the result of years of escalating trade tensions and strategic rivalry with China. Under the banner of national security, Washington saw China's technological rise as a direct threat. The official concern advanced engine technology could be reverse-engineered for military use. Economically, the blockade aimed to protect American industry and slow China's aviation ambitions. But this high-risk move also risked pushing China to accelerate its own technological independence. The engine blockade was a clear signal. The US would use its technological dominance to contain China's rise. Yet, this aggressive stance risked backfiring, forcing China to break free from its dependence once and for all. The world braced for the fallout. Would China's aviation dream be grounded, or would it find a way to soar? The turning point came in February 2025. The US Department of Commerce announced new export rules, effectively cutting off LEAP-1C engines for the C919. The impact was immediate. Aviation stocks tumbled, and Comac faced a crisis with over 1,000 C919 orders at risk. Most analysts predicted a decade-long delay for China to develop a domestic engine. The consensus: the C919 was grounded, and the US had checkmated its rival. But Beijing didn't panic. Instead, it responded with swift, decisive action. After a brief silence, China revealed it had been preparing for this scenario all along. The US Gambit, meant to cripple China's ambitions, was about to trigger an unexpected response. The crisis was about to become an opportunity. The world was about to witness China's next move. And it would change everything. Just 3 weeks after the blockade that threatened to halt China's aviation ambitions, Comac stunned the world by unveiling a new C919 jet, this time powered not by foreign technology, but by the domestically produced CJ1000A engine. The global aviation community was caught off guard, and the mood at the unveiling was electric, filled with a sense of national pride and quiet triumph. Behind the scenes, China had been running a parallel engine program for years, quietly developing a viable alternative while the world's attention was elsewhere. Teams of engineers worked in secret, pushing the boundaries of domestic aerospace technology. The CJ1000A, developed by AECC, had undergone years of rigorous testing. It was certified for commercial use just days after the US announced its export ban, a move that now seemed almost irrelevant. China's strategy was both bold and pragmatic: use Western technology to get the C919 airborne and into the market, while quietly preparing for the day when self-reliance would be essential. This dual-track approach allowed them to learn, adapt, and innovate without drawing too much attention. So when the US played its trump card, expecting to cripple China's progress, China was not only prepared, they were already a step ahead. Production lines barely missed a beat, the factories kept humming, and the assembly of C919 jets continued almost uninterrupted, defying expectations. All new C919s would now be equipped with the CJ1000A, and plans were swiftly put in place to retrofit existing jets with the new engine, ensuring a seamless transition to full domestic capability. In a bold show of confidence, the Chinese government immediately placed an order for 500 more C919s, all to be powered by the homegrown engine, a clear signal to the world that China was charting its own course. The message was unmistakable: China would no longer be held hostage by foreign technology or outside pressure. The era of dependence was over. The blockade, intended to stifle China's ambitions, had failed. Instead, it became a catalyst, making China stronger, more determined, and more self-reliant than ever before. The C919's journey was back on track, and the world took notice. Headlines around the globe marveled at China's rapid turnaround and technological resilience. A new era had begun, not just for China's aviation industry, but for the global balance of technological power. The economic shockwaves were immediate. CFM International lost a $30 billion market overnight, and GE and Safran's stocks plummeted. The entire aerospace supply chain felt the impact, as China signaled it would prioritize domestic suppliers. The message to global companies: weaponize technology, and you risk being cut out of China's future. Politically, the US move backfired, drawing criticism from European allies and exposing the limits of American leverage. For developing nations, the episode was a lesson in the risks of overdependence on a single superpower. Within China, the CJ1000A's launch was celebrated as a national triumph, a symbol of resilience and ingenuity. The narrative: America tried to hold us back, but we rose to the challenge. The C919 became a symbol of the Chinese dream, and the global aviation landscape was forever changed. To truly grasp the long-term impact of these developments, we turn to Dr. Evelyn Reed, a leading aviation analyst whose insights have shaped industry thinking for years. Dr. Reed, what we're witnessing is nothing short of a paradigm shift. For the past 50 years, the aviation industry has been dominated by a transatlantic partnership, with Boeing and Airbus setting the global standard. Now, the COMAC C919, powered by a domestically developed Chinese engine, represents the first genuine challenge to this Western dominance. It's a signal that the balance of power is shifting. The United States miscalculated, underestimating not only China's rapidly advancing research and development, but also its unwavering political will to succeed in this sector. In Beijing, the engine blockade was perceived as an existential threat to national progress, prompting a whatever-it-takes response from both government and industry. As a result, we're now entering a new era, a three-way race between Boeing, Airbus, and COMAC, each vying for global influence and market share. COMAC is poised to dominate its vast domestic market first, but its ambitions don't stop there. The company is setting its sights on developing nations, where airlines are eager for alternatives to Western suppliers. China is able to offer attractive financing packages and political incentives that Boeing and Airbus simply can't match, making its aircraft especially appealing to emerging economies. While the C919 may not yet be the most technologically advanced jet, it's good enough for many markets, and crucially, it's backed by the full weight of a global superpower determined to succeed. Perhaps the biggest casualty in this new era is the globalized supply chain itself, which has long been the backbone of international aerospace collaboration. The United States once used economic interdependence as a strategic weapon. Now, China has responded by accelerating its drive for self-sufficiency in critical technologies. Other nations are watching these developments closely, and many are accelerating their own moves toward techno-nationalism, seeking to protect their industries from future shocks. The era of seamless global collaboration in aerospace, once taken for granted, may now be drawing to a close as new barriers and rivalries emerge. This is the turning point, a moment that will define the future of aviation for decades to come. China's independent aviation industry signals a new world order in the skies. The Boeing-Airbus duopoly is now a triopoly, with profound consequences for trade and global power. Airlines worldwide now have a third major supplier, and politics will shape their choices as much as performance. Boeing and Airbus must innovate and compete harder, especially in fast-growing regions. For developing nations, the C919 offers new leverage and opportunities. China will use the C919 as a tool of soft power, deepening its influence across the global south. The unipolar moment is over. Economic and technological power is diffusing. The C919's rise is a microcosm of a larger global shift. The new world order in aviation is just the beginning. The C919 story is far from over. COMAC now faces the challenge of ramping up production and proving the CJ1000A's reliability. The world will be watching. Success or failure will shape China's aviation future. Boeing and Airbus will fight back with innovation and aggressive marketing. The battle for the skies will play out in labs, boardrooms, and governments worldwide. The C919 saga forces us to confront the risks of techno-nationalism and the future of global cooperation. The flight of the C919 is a symbol of a world in transition. The balance of power is shifting, right now, at 30,000 feet. A new giant has taken flight, and the sky will never be the same. Thank you for joining us. Good night.